Hey everybody, this is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. Now, if if you see a news article about a car crash where somebody died, or somebody else died, and some of them lived, whatever the case may be, uh, what's the first thing that they assume? It's either drugs or alcohol, right? I mean, I've time and time again, um, you'll have the police chief or the officer that came to the crash that'll say, "Well, we're going to investigate whether alcohol was a factor," even before there's even any suspicion of alcohol. They just automatically assume and go to the alcohol thing because oh, well, if the alcohol was involved, then you know what, these people deserve to die, and that's how society largely looks at that, and maybe that's true in some cases. Well, here we are with two cops and a county employee. They crashed, they died, and then it comes out. This is days later that alcohol might be involved, even though we didn't hear anything about it before, or at least I hadn't heard anything about it before. Hours before the crash, the officer driving the car posted a photo on his Instagram page of three shot glasses filled with Jack Daniels Fire on the House. So here's a quote: "We were all young once, and I'm sure we've all done stupid things in our life," said Linden Police Chief James Shoelafer. "But that being said, because this is an ongoing investigation, it would be way too premature to speculate on what caused this accident." Ah, here we go. I'm so sick of hearing this ongoing investigation. Anyway, if this was a normal person, not a police officer, I mean, they would have jumped right on this. They would have made premature speculations, and the news media would have said that it was alcohol that was involved. I mean, I've seen it happen, over and over and over again. That's always the case. Matter of fact, my uncle recently was in the news because he was on narcotic pain medication, ended up killing some people, and before anything, I mean, it was bam. Oh, he was driving under the influence, even though most people can drive under the influence of narcotic. Um, but of course, that they put him in jail for life. He went to jail for life. Ended up killing himself before he was sent to prison. He was in his 50s and got a life sentence because he had been driving while um, while under the influence of a prescription narcotic medication. It's this whole thing is sad. The thing with my uncle was sad. I really feel bad for the families of these people, but that's not my point here. My point is that our society, our government, the police officers, they all treat police as if they are some superhuman thing, and they protect them. They will protect them, you know, regardless of what happens. I mean, I hear these stories of these police officers raping these underage girls, and they get suspended with pay pending an ongoing investigation. If that was anybody else, the dude would have been in jail while they investigated it. I mean, you got a woman that comes forward and says, "Hey, this cop raped me." If they had said that about a normal person, they'd have thrown that person in jail, and then they would have investigated it. That person would have to post bond, but nope, not if you're a cop. Not if you're a cop. So this it's just sad, and we really need to change the way we think about police in this country, because police are just like anybody else. Police have a job. This is the job they chose. This is the job they're doing. They are no better than you or I. They have no more integrity than anybody else does. They are no more or less likely to um, commit a crime than the average person. But for some reason, as soon as they put on that uniform, bam, they automatically become this superhuman, can do no wrong person. But as history shows, police officers do bad things just like everybody else. And not to say that that means that we should disrespect the uniform or the badge. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that we need to have a realistic view of police officers and the fact that they do make mistakes. They make mistakes just as often as anybody else. And, but when they do it, it's worse because they have control over other people's lives. So when they use that power in a way that harms somebody else or allows them to get away with things, such as speeding on the road. If there's no emergent need to be speeding, the cops should not be speeding. Um, there's a variety of different things. So I wish people would look at police for whom they are, which is just regular people like these guys. They're going out to a strip club or something, and and then they crash on the way back, and they all die. That sounds like something any normal person might have to deal with if they decided to drink and drive. But of course, they're gonna try to protect these officers and say that well, we did the blood test, and because see here, the blood has been drawn, and investigators have applied for a warrant to test his blood alcohol level. Um, they're going to come back and say, well, it wasn't on a level that was enough to incapacitate somebody. So something else would have been the factor. It's that kind of stuff. It's just wrong. So I urge everybody to look at police officers as people because that's exactly what they are. They are no different from you or I. They just have a different job. That's it. Respect the fact that they are the authority, but other than that, they're just human beings like you or I. If you agree, disagree, please let me know in the comment section. Share this if you agree or disagree. Anyway, that's all for now, folks. I will catch you on the flip side.